natural looking gemstones. And I've also got this lovely lady. Hello Teresa, how are you?
Hello, I'm all right. How are you?
Really good, thank you. Give us a little bit of an idea of what to expect from your first designer inspiration in approximately 25 minutes.
That is very spring, fresh, a little bit funky, hopefully, yeah, just really nice pastel springy colours.
We love, and your final design is something that we've all been a bit taken by. Describe that one to us.
Classy, coppery loveliness.
Good, good. I'm sold. I'm sold on that. So keep tuned with us today because I've got some real treats and real bargains. Let's get started. I've got so much fitting today. What I need you to do is get yourself on the phone lines as soon as you see something you like. We've been busy all morning, we were busy all yesterday afternoon. It's really important that you stick with us and you get in nice and quick. Now, I have got that nuggety goodness coming up later, and as part of that, I have these 2 strands of carnelian. These are going to be Teresa's challenge today. And I have to admit, a really unusual challenge, aren't they? These huge carnelian, brand new strands I'm bringing to you here. There's 215 carats worth on each. These are your faceted large nuggets, and the size, we're looking from around 15 by 11 to 22 by 16 mil. Each of these on a 20 centimetre strand. Now, these are huge. These are so large in size. Have you got anything that springs to mind instantly, Teresa?
Well, I think they're large enough to kind of separate out and have just one as a pendant. I think it probably wouldn't be me if I wasn't wire wrapping. But other than that, I'm just trying to kind of think what else I might be able to do that isn't just kind of wire wrapped, I suppose. Yeah, so I just have to have a bit of a think about what shapes I might be able to play with.
And what you can use these.
Yeah.
For a challenge, we will let the lovely Teresa have a little rustle through the cupboard behind her, in which she's got some wire and some finding, some just odd bits and bobs. The only rule is these have got to be the headliner. These have got to be incorporated into every piece that she creates. So, 2 strands, 430 carats worth. I think that name, Giant Nugget, is completely right. 22 by 16. And although they're called nuggets, they are faceted, which is not what you might expect from a nugget from the outset. But you've got beautiful faceting on these. So, for 2 strands, what do you think to £5 each? That's really good, I personally think. What do you think?
That's amazing. I mean, carnelian, it tends to command a bit higher price anyway.
Yeah.
And particularly when you've got such a deep colour and such consistency of colour with them.
Yeah.
They are just gorgeous. So, I mean, 1 strand I'd have gone at least £10 on.
Yeah, for just 1 strand you'd go £10. So if I can do these for £5 each, you'd be chuffed.
I'd be very chuffed, yeah.
Well, it'd be rude if I didn't. How about I do a bit better? £8.95 for both. I've counted mine. I've got 18 of these huge beauties, which works out per one 49 pence for this huge gemstone. That's even bigger than you know that I'm a big blingy ring kind of girl, but even that's a bit massive for me. 49 pence. That is exceptional. There is so many of you on the phone for this. I would say that those 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 of you that have got it in your webs or are talking on the phone, stay where you are if you are on the web. Check out your baskets. £2.95. You know all of this until midnight tonight, but the offers only stay until 9. So fill up your baskets till midnight. Treat yourself. Check out. £8.95 for both of them. fancy a little sneaky peeky of something I'm going to be bringing to you in a little bit? Do you like £8.95 as a price for 2 strands? If you're a fan of that price, you're going to need to stay tuned. 2 strands again, emerald. I can't say any more. I cannot say any more, ladies and gentlemen. But these 2 strands of emeralds together will be coming up. Not too far away, not too far. But if you like that price, just stay. So, I have got loads for you. We're going to start off with luxury for less. And honestly, when I say luxury, I mean luxurious luxury for some steals of prices today. So, you're all there, you're all on the phone. It's really important you check out. 50% of my stock has gone on this already. So we knew we were going to have a busy day. It's been absolutely packed, hectic all weekend actually. We knew we were going to have a crazy time. It's important you stay where you are. But I'm going to be moving through quite quick, as I've said today. So just keep up, keep up. Luxury for less. Carnelian, chill out. Where are we going, Pippin? I'm so glad I get to show you this. You already know when something gets delivered to you in this almost metallic sheen silver box with the Gems of Distinction logo on it, that this is going to be special. You already have that sense of beauty. Tanzanite. Oof. Tanzanite is an interesting gemstone, isn't it? We've been saying for a long, long time that Tanzanite is 1,000 times rarer than diamond. Now, new studies are saying it could be closer to 2,000 times rarer than diamond. Its rarity, of course, is increasing all the time. But ask yourself this question. 6 months ago, 7 months ago, 8 months ago, how many times did you used to see Tanzanite? I remember when I first started here about 4 months ago, I brought to you Tanzanite in like my first or second show. I remember talking about the rarity of it, but I had like 3 or 4 strands, different strands in the show. And at that time, even 4 months ago, we did used to have 2, 3, maybe 4 strands of Tanzanite per show. I haven't brought you Tanzanite, me personally, in weeks. But I've got some for you here today. And it's the ever so popular blue tone of Tanzanite. 25 carats worth. Now, Tanzanite's a really interesting gemstone because a lot of the time when you look for Tanzanite, possibly not from us, maybe online or wherever else you might get your gemstones from, Tanzanite a lot of the time has this purple appearance to it, doesn't it? It's really, really nice that I'm able to bring you this gorgeous blue. Now, I really wish you could see the quality of this. If we focus on this, let me try and get an eye for this. Keep an eye on the colour. Can you see that purple? You see how it goes really light blue in the middle, but then you turn it and it has this purple appearance. It does it much better to eye. Now, that goes to show the quality of this. Essentially, Tanzanite has got a bi-colour to it when you get it within the rough. You have a very small amount of blue and quite a lot of purple. Now, when you see purple-coloured Tanzanite, that a lot of the time is due to the cut. If the lapidist decides to cut this in a way that there's more purple shining through, that, although it's very attractive and some people do like it, that actually is a little bit of a cheat way of getting a lot of Tanzanite. Because Tanzanite, when it's built up, there is such a thin layer of blue that to get the blue to shine across, because the light goes through the blue quicker than through the purple, to get a blue colour to it, you have to cut it so specifically and get a lot of that small layer. When you see purple Tanzanite, that's actually due to the lapidist deciding that they want weight over appearance. Blue Tanzanite, especially due to Tiffany & Co, when they got the really blue, really high quality, the blue Tanzanite is more popular, around the world. Obviously, it's personal preference, but it's seen as much more luxurious. And that is also the case because if a lapidrist is just thinking about carat weight, just thinking about the amount of gem he can offer, the cheapest, quickest and easiest way to cut it is to give you that purple-like appearance. The fact that you have got flashes of purple and blue in here is extraordinary. I don't think I've ever had so much of almost this pleochroismic effect to tanzanite before. So, what price are we thinking? On the website, at the moment, it's 30 carats, so only 5 carats more than what I'm offering you today, and it's £49.95. Now I've seen that strand, and for me personally, it doesn't have this purple to blue hue about it like this one does. So for 5 carats extra, you're paying £49.95. I'm going to give you a cracking deal on this today. It's beautiful, it is serious quality. For the box, the presentation box, and this strand today, you're paying a tiny £34.95. We used to say to you that this was going gone. We used to say it's so hard to get your hands on it, it's one locational. I'm sure you'll agree that that is becoming more and more true every single day. We haven't been able to get our hands on this in ages. A long time, because it is one locational gemstone. It's looking now to be around 2,000 times rarer than diamond. It's so extravagant, it's so elegant, and this truly is luxury for less. I will say that you need to check out your baskets on this one, please, for me today. £34.95. JIGZ 53, and you're getting this stunning presentation box to go with it as well. Isn't this so pretty? I love tanzanite. So nice that I get to bring you some now and again. How about a bit of brightness? This is spring. Peridot always makes me think of where it was first said to be mined around 3,000 years ago. It was mined on an island that's now called St. John's Island, but it was called Topazius, the island name, and it used to be mined there. And it always reminds me of the story, which apparently is completely and absolutely true, that back in the day when miners used to mine this on that island, they used to only mine it in the evening, in the night time, because it collects the light and it stored the light, so at night time it would glow. And they actually believed that when they went to search for it in the day, because the rays of sun hadn't come down and it hadn't stored up all this energy, they actually believed that peridot was invisible during the daytime hours, which I think is such a mystical and magical story. It's completely true, it's not a myth or legend. But they used to just go and mine for this late at night, as soon as darkness came, because this gemstone just glowed. I think it's such a wonderful story, and I can completely understand why they believe that. Just look at how bright it is. 85 carats worth you have of your peridot today. These are your graduated irregular plain drops. 30 centimetre strand, again, wonderful amount. And you know what? Really squidged on, professional terminology, the squidge. Really loads on there. UMGK35, the price is a tiny £6.95. Honestly, I've got something for every pocket in luxury for less. In fact, for the whole show. In my nuggety goodness, I'm not afraid to tell you, I've got strands under £5 coming up for you. I know, Ben. Oh, you just went like that. Look at that. £6.95 is your price on this today. Oh, so beautiful. Glowing gorgeousness. £6.95 for you today. I love bifringence within this. just bends the light, so wonderful. I've got for you now something else with just a real high glow factor. Have a look. This is a strand of my beer quartz. Isn't that, it's just captivating. 95 carats worth of this, and these are your graduated plain rondelles. If you are interested into high brilliance, high shine, high refractive index, on Wednesday I have got Natalia's in with me doing, I'm just going to say it, vegetable tan leather, making comedian dell'arte style masks. It's just epic. Honestly, I've seen them, they're gorgeous. But on that day, because it's comedian dell'arte styly, these kind of Venetian masks, we're going to do a day at the theatre, and one of those themes is going to be spotlight. So we're going to have really refractive, really high index gemstones. So if you like a little bit of bright shine, tune in on Wednesday 1 till 5. This shape, unusual to have this shape, isn't it? To have these plain rondelles. What would you think of doing with these, lovely Teresa?
Well, I think they're kind of shout cufflinks.
Oh, you're completely right. Button style.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, especially
so right.
With some of the blouses, the shirts that the women are wearing, is because it's such a feminine sort of look then. But also, I think I'd be sort of turning them so it is kind of the flat sides facing, making a pendant out of that with a bit of wire sort of coming across the top of it.
Like a button style like
Yeah.
this. 95 carats. This was when we played Desert Island Gemstones a couple of weeks ago. This was Debbie Bulford's favourite gemstone, she said. We suggested it might be because if she was stuck on a desert island, she'd be thinking of beer quite a bit. She refused. She said, no, it's just because it makes me happy. Yeah, whatever, Debbie B, we know the truth. Your price for 95 carats of your beer quartz today is not £14.95. It's not. It's been at that price. You've bought it at that price, but this is luxury for less. I'm giving you luxury. I need to give you the less bit. £9.95. £5 you're saving on this today. Luxury for less. You need to get your hands on it quickly though, because there's so many of you queuing, waiting on the phone for this now. £9.95. You've got £5 saving on this today. IPSF 45. Do you ever get that feeling when you get certain gemstones brought to you that they almost make you feel like you need to sort of be quiet and whisper around them a little bit? This is how I feel about this strand. I know that says green sapphire. I'm thinking more silver. It's honestly just the faceting on these. Take a look for yourselves. It's stunning. If you got those diamonds this morning, could you imagine this working with it? Imagine creating a sapphire and diamond piece. This is one of those paparazzi strands, isn't it? You know, and as I'm sort of spinning it around, you feel like you're being taken loads of photos of, like, Teresa, strike a pose. It's like that, isn't it?
It is absolutely gorgeous.
What do you think? What would you think of doing with this strand?
I don't, because they're all quite small pieces, so probably kind of loading them up together would be really, really nice. But I think some of the pieces that I've done where you've got kind of the wire frame and then them kind of dotted around the wire frame, I think they would look absolutely gorgeous. Enough of them to make an impact, but you can actually eke them out as well.
Honestly, it's so exceptional. Okay, so with sapphire, we know what we're looking for. We're looking for clarity. Let me tell you, I brought you yellow sapphire on strand the other day, and that was so clear. This is as clear. I honestly got to be up there with the clearest of sapphires I've ever seen. There's no fibrous inclusions in here whatsoever. Get them home to really appreciate them. If you were lucky enough to get your hands on those diamonds, how much would you charge for a pair of diamond and sapphire earrings? Especially those gorgeous black diamonds. This would go so well. 18 centimetre strands, luxury for less. We've got the luxury, let me give you it for less. £49.95 for you today. For this amount of luxury, that is seriously less. Especially with the situation at the moment, with green sapphire almost being classed as extinct because it hasn't been found in so long. £49.95 for you today. Imagine these just clustered together. Even just as a really small section of a bracelet. I mean really small. How sparkly is this? If you're a bit of a magpie, you're going to love it when you get this home. You truly are. Even just as a little bracelet, and even to do a bracelet, this is a full amount bracelet, for it to touch at the back, I've got loads left over. £49.95. You've got to be quick on this today though. Genuine, stunning sapphire, £49.95. So, I brought to you before the carnelian, didn't I? And I said if you like the price of the carnelian, stay tuned, because I would bring you some serious luxury for around the same price. 2 strands of genuine emerald, 100 carats worth, and these are in your squares. Totally natural emerald, no treatment, no fill, nothing. These are your Emerald City squares. Emerald is said to help you see not only the inner you, the true you, but also give you hope, which is why in The Wizard of Oz, the Emerald City was called the Emerald City, because they hoped to get there, and once they did get there, of course, they knew that they had courage and brains and things. And that is exactly why it's thought to be such a hopeful gemstone. I hope you're going to love the price I'm going to do. It's special. Get yourself on the phones now, please, if you liked the price I brought to you for that carnelian 2 strands. Because I'm doing better. £7.85 on this for you today. 2 strands of genuine, untreated emerald. These haven't got glass in them. These aren't resins. These aren't heat treated. They're from Mother Nature, shaped, polished, and brought to you. 2 strands, £7.85. Not each, per strand. Thank you very much to those people who got yourself on the phones when I gave you a little heads up for these. This is the first time you've seen these strands. They're brand new strands. It's going to be the last time you see them as well, more than likely. More than likely the last time. Plenty of new customers. Hello newbies. Don't forget, if you are new, you'll get your DVD today. You'll get a little booklet. You'll get loads of information on our website. And if you are new, join our Facebook page as well. Jewellery Maker Facebook. Type it into the searchy bit, because there's loads of people on there. People sending pictures, people are asking questions. Just join the Jewellery Maker family if you are new today. £7.85 for 2 of these. Want to say hello to Glenda, Leslie, Julie, Yvonne, Wendy, Margaret, Jane, Beverly, Vera, Laura, Sandra, Susan, Amanda, Anne-Marie, Rihanna, Catherine, Marion's just come on in Lincolnshire. Hello, Marion. Loads and loads of you going for this. Not even a slight surprise to me. If you do totally love this, you're going to have to be quick because half of my stock's gone. It's going to be the first and last time you see it. I'm doing you 2 strands of genuine emerald for £7.85. What would you think of doing with the shape of emerald, Teresa?
I really love that shape because you can just kind of stack them up. You could actually take some of the larger ones and the smaller ones, so you can kind of graduate them up into either a pyramid sort of shape or even kind of diamond. That's what I'd be inclined to do. Probably a nice pair of earrings with several of them on there. Maybe, 7, 9 maybe, just kind of stacked up on there. Be absolutely gorgeous.
Started off with over 100. 35 left. You're gonna have to be quick for this. 2 strands of brand new, totally natural emerald, £7.85. Do you know what? If you like that price, I've got loads of goodies coming up for you at that price. Well, near that price and lower. Got some under a £5 today. I've got opal out now. Let me show you some of my faves today. Look at my opal. The lights in here are not doing this justice. Do you know what? In the break, maybe we can go and find a dark corner somewhere and have a little spin of this, because the lights in here are just bleaching it out. Have a look at the recording though. Look at the opalescence on this. And if I say to you, you're going to be getting that strand for less than £50, yep. Way less. 18 left of my emeralds at this moment in time. £7.85. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 in baskets. So if you want this, you need to get on the phone now because you've only got 2 chances left, essentially. £7.85. Do you know what else I've got coming up for you? Some serious quality labradorite. We've got team picks today, and this is one of them. That's high quality, isn't it? Price on this you're going to absolutely adore as well. Pearls, some neon apatite. I've got morganite, flush cutters, loads, just loads today. And it's all going to be cracking deals, cracking prices. So after the break, we are heading over to the wonderful Teresa and we will be having a look at her superbly sumptuous spring inspirations. Stay where you are.
I think labradorite, when you think about it, is as beautiful as a diamond because it gives you, for me, more amazement than a diamond. You look at it and it does something really unexpected, like a lightning bolt.
Labradorite is one of those gemstones from Jewellery Maker that is always going to be a top seller. The labradorite that you get from Jewellery Maker has got extreme amounts of labradorescence. The colour saturation is just superb, and that's really indicative of the quality that we can get for you here at Jewellery Maker. It seems to reflect your moods as well. Whatever kind of mood you're in, whatever you put it with, it seems to bring out those gorgeous colours, so it really is a true chameleon gemstone.
Get involved with Jewellery Maker by sending the studio a message during our live hours. You can send a text to 60777 and start your message with JM Studio, or alternatively, go to our website and click on Watch the Live Show, simply type your message into the box and press send. Make sure you stay tuned in case your message is read out. Get interactive with Jewellery Maker.
When shopping with Jewellery Maker, you can add as many items to your order in one day and only pay one postage and packaging charge. We have 2 delivery options. Standard delivery at just £2.95 and you'll receive your parcel within 4 to 6 days. Or opt for our premium delivery at just £4.95 and you'll receive your parcel within 3 to 4 days. Happy shopping with Jewellery Maker.
Good afternoon, everybody, or good evening if you're watching at night. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Becky, and if you are still on the phone for those 2 strands of emerald for £7.85, stay where you are. I have got a handful left. I started with over 100. There's about a minute queue on the phone, but it's going to be worth the wait, as you know. I am joined today by the wonderful Teresa. Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Now, I know you've been with us quite a while now, but maybe for someone who's just tuning in, we've had loads of new people today. Give us a little bit of a summary, who you are.
Well, hi, I'm Teresa. I've been making jewellery since I was a teenager, varying types. Actually, I did start with gemstones, but only the undrilled kind of things that I wire wrapped actually. And then a few years ago, sort of thought, right, I'm going to get into jewellery making a bit more. But there wasn't any gemstones around until I discovered Jewellery Maker. So I was using a lot of glass, and then moved into gemstones and wire really. So yeah.
So it's something you've done for a long time, but relatively recently working with gemstones themselves.
In kind of bead form.
In bead form.
Yes, yeah. And I like to kind of dabble with lots of different mediums, lots of different styles as well. So just to see what works, really, have a play.
Now, on Designer Inspirations, what we do is we send our lovely guest designers a kit a week or so in advance, and they get a little bit of time to play with it and make some gorgeous creations. And what we like to do is we don't only show you step by step how to create some of the pieces, but we also like to offer you the kit so that you are able to make the pieces at home yourself. So make a note of today's date. You can watch us back on our Jewellery Maker YouTube page, and today you will be learning how to make some of these stunning springtime creations. Isn't that so springtime? Yeah, which designer are we thinking of, ladies and gentlemen? Yep, looks like that a bit, doesn't it? And you've got a beautiful ring and pair of earrings to match the pieces as well. So, out of your kit, what did you think when you first saw the kit all together?
I mean, I think they're lovely. I particularly asked for the different colours of wire because I quite like using different colours, but I think up until now I've sort of put the copper and the silver and the antique bronze and the silver and the gold. And I thought, no, actually I'm going to go with some of the proper colours, if you like, the fresher colours. And yeah, when I kind of saw them, I just thought, wow, that is really going to work. I got that kind of springtime idea in mind.
Yeah.
Then, of course, I opened the gemstones, and it was, love at first sight. I think they just go so well together.
It all just clicks, doesn't it? So let's start off with what you're getting. You're going to be getting 40 metres of wire, 3 gemstone strands and a finding pack. 1 mil, 10 metres of pink wire, 10 metres of 0.4 in the pink, 10 metres of 1 mil in the gold, and 10 metres of 1 mil in your chartreuse. You've also got the gold findings pack. So in here, this is the one that's got all those lovely, you've got the twisted jump rings, you've got the flat-based head pins, you've got a long length of the gold chain, you've got in there as well 15 of the ball head pins, the thin ones, the featherweight ones. Everything you can see on screen is what you'll be getting in this findings pack today, including, of course, the handmade gemstone jewellery organza bag. But let's get to the fun bit, my favourite bit, the gemstones themselves. 3 strands in here, and wow, do they pop. You've got in here your strand of the faceted rose quartz, 80 carats worth of this. These are your 6mm rounds. You've also got in here 120 carats of your green fluorite in these faceted puffy coins, 8mm these are. And finally, you have got this really wonderful coated strand of quartz. My carat weight on this strand is 100 carats. Wow. 100 carats worth on this strand. STGC32 is today your discount code. If you were to buy all of this separately online now, you'll be paying £44.10 for the 3 strands, the 4 reels and the findings pack. STGC32, it's your discount code. If you type that in before 9 o'clock, you won't be paying £44.10. But this discount code has an expiry. You've got to use it now, today, to get this bundle for just £27.95 today. That is a massive saving of, hang on, let's try and do some maths here. What is it? 15, 16, Teresa, you're not helping.
No, I'm not.
£16.15, the computer says. That's a stunning saving. What do you think of that?
I think it's brilliant. I mean, I think it's a brilliant price for the stones that you get and the wire that you get. And I think it's so nice to have the 10mm, the 10-metre reels of different colours. You can just have a bit of a play with, really.
Yes. So what you could do is, if you thought about splitting it up into sections, say into 3, you'd be only paying £9.30 for your findings, £9.30 for all this wire, and £9.30 for all the gemstones. If you think of it like that, it just goes to show what a massive saving you're getting.
Yeah.
And how much would you look at, say, selling one of these pieces for?
I actually have no idea how I would kind of cost them up. It's so different to the stuff that I've done before as well.
Yeah.
That I haven't even kind of gotten that far to figure it out. I mean, you'd probably, for the necklaces, you'd have to be talking £20-30 before you begin thinking about it, really.
Yeah.
So one of the necklaces, I guess, you'd be paying for the kit, really.
So for a suite with all of these, for a suite of this this collection, you'd be paying what? 50, 60 pounds
possibly,
for the
yeah.
full suite. So you can make your money back, even technically just by selling 2 of these pieces, one necklace.
Yeah.
£27.95. It's your designer inspiration spring blossom today. Those people on the phone lines, please do check it out for me, because there's about 6 of you that I can see on there that aren't checking it out. Make sure you do. Your discount code is only for a limited time. STGC32. You're saving over 16 quid on this. £27.95 for you today. So, lovely Teresa, where are we starting?
Well, I thought I'd start with the flowers, really, from the necklace.
Yes.
And how to put those together, because it's a bit of a kind of a difference. It was one technique that I knew of before, and then I kind of expanded on it as well. So I thought we'd kind of start there, and obviously, well, maybe not obviously actually, in order to make them you need jump rings, so you need to make jump rings out of the wire. I thought I'd just kind of run through a couple of bits really about making the jump rings themselves.
Okay.
For the larger flowers, I've used a 10mm mandrel. and the smaller ones use the 8mm mandrel, which unfortunately, well, fortunately for me, I've got both of them. It's the two versions of the jump ring maker.
Okay.
So this is the smallest one of the larger set. Is the 10mm, whereas the other one's the largest one of the smaller set.
Okay.
But that just seemed to be what worked for the flowers for me. And I'm quite sold on the gizmo, I have to admit. I'm quite into making coils with the gizmo. So obviously this, you haven't got something to kind of hold the mandrel in. You're having to kind of hold it yourself. And I found really just I needed to play around with how to get the tension in order to get a decent coil to be able to cut. And so actually the top tip for that is to cut a piece of wire first.
Okay.
And then pop it through the hole in the jump ring maker.
Okay.
And then spiral it round. Try and kind of move it round, hold it and the wire, and move it round, rather than wrapping the wire around, because you don't tend to get as tight a coil. So that is the tightest sort of way of doing that.
I will be bringing you this tool in a moment or four.
Oh, now just because I said that, I've managed to sort of go off a bit. I have to admit, I'm double jointed, so there is a way that I can hold it that I don't think there's any point in demonstrating, because I don't think anybody else would be able to do that. So this isn't the way I normally do it, but it is just trying to kind of hold both the wire and the mandrel, but keep the wire straight. Maybe if you just kind of held it on that hand. No, that won't work. But try and get your coil as tight as you can make it.
Yeah.
It just seems to work if you take the wire off of the coil, off of the reel, to actually make that. And then once you've finished your wire up, you can just kind of unhook it from that hole and pop through. And then just to kind of take the two ends off, and you've got your coil ready to cut into jump rings.
Okay.
I saw cut my jump rings, but you could just sort of go in with the pliers and cut them. For this design, you may find some of the joins are out. You can sort of move it around to hide them all. So it is worth kind of sawing them rather than actually snipping them, just to have the flushest cut.
I've got the
join.
saw coming up in moments. Let me bring to you this tool first though. So this is your jump ring maker, and this one's been opened, so they're falling on me. Well, that's handy. Just get them all out. So you've got in here, these are your 4-sized mandrels. So these, talk us through how we attach this.
I'll just undo mine. Actually, I might have my smaller one to show you. Take that one out. You've got the plastic sort of handle with a little nut embedded in it, and a little bit of screw thread in it. And obviously the mandrel comes with a thread on it. So all you need to do is take both of them and screw that in. This one's a bit tight, but and you're good to go, actually. That's it. And then all you're needing to do in order to start is poke the end of the wire through that little hole, bend it down, and then you can begin starting with your coiling.
So I've got in here the 4 different mandrel shapes. I've got the 4mm, I've got the 6mm, the 7mm, and the 8mm. These are the mandrels. You've also got in there your little twister as well. And one of my favourite ever tools is the jump ring opener.
Yes.
How amazing is this tool? I think it's fab.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
It is, and actually I got here today and thought I haven't brought mine with me. For this particular design, it's absolutely perfect as well. It makes things a lot quicker to put them together with it. I must admit, when I'm using kind of the really small jump rings and making kind of chain mail, I tend to open them with that, and then faff about with 2 pairs of pliers to close them. But for this one, you can close them with it as well.
It is so simple to use. This is by far my favourite tool. If you are going to be tuning in for the chainmail tomorrow with Debbie B, then this honestly is absolutely essential for chainmail. So essentially, if you think about opening a jump ring, normally you'll have to get 2 pliers and you'll have to open them like this, won't you? And then you'll have to put down the 2 pliers and lift it up. But with this, it's so much easier. Take a look at this. Bear with. He's trying to find it. I'll get your price in then. RAGC for the ring mandrel and the ring opener, £6.95. So all you do is squeeze it together, look. How easy is that? Very short but sweet. It's just so simple. It saves you picking up 2 and opening and putting them back down to get another one and opening back up. It's literally.
Yeah, I think I had one. I got one in a bundle of other bits and pieces, and I didn't really think I needed it. I've got 2 pairs of pliers. I can manage perfectly well with that, and it is amazing how much quicker it is. So it was one of those things. I never realised I needed it until I had one.
Yeah, it is one of those tools that you think, well, I can do without, but it makes life so much easier. You think, how did I? 2 goodies for you today. 16 left in total. This is going to be a sellout. £6.95 for these. It's so simple. It's so easy to use. Get your hands on the jump ring maker and the jump ring opener. And I will bring you as well the saw and saw blades too. 5 of these left for you. So talk to us about sawing these.
Do you want me to attempt to demonstrate?
Yes, I would love that.
Because
2 left, 1 left. It's a sellout. £6.95 for you. Let's get back in your bundle. Do you want to do the saw now? Yeah. So if you want to show us how to do the saw.
Right.
Right.
Now, this may go badly wrong.
No, it won't.
Because it does take a little bit more care and attention. The larger the rings, the more difficult it is to kind of hold them in there, the more they want to kind of flip around. And what I was just trying to do, kind of pushing it together, it does have a little bit of a habit of kind of going askew as well, so you've got to be very careful with it. Having said that, I will try it. One sort of tip to try, normally, when I'm cutting jump rings, I'll try and make that top piece as small as possible.
Where it ends off.
So I'm actually starting quite close to that.
Yeah.
But it will wiggle around all over the place, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to place them in the pliers. So actually that end...
because, as with everything, saw blades, sometimes maybe if you go in with a thinner blade than you should and it might snap, or perhaps you've had it for ages and ages and it snaps, it's not the end of the world, because you can just lower this down and you can still use just half of the blade. It's fab for that reason. And you're going to get the saw blades as well. So in here it goes from numbers 1 to 6, and 1 is the thickest and 6 is the thinnest. So what we say is perhaps you might want to use around a 1 or a 2 if you're going to be working with perspex. But if you want to do jump rings, what number did you use for this jump rings?
I had a feeling it was a 2-0, but I might be wrong.
Yeah,
It
could
might
be. Could
it
be
might
a
have been a final
2.
quartz ones. Although these have just such sparkle.
I know.
I think I might be a bit of a magpie. I kept getting drawn to them. So all I've done with that is popped it through and then bent the two arms down, and that is going to go through my rows. Be careful that you do keep everything in place, and take the 2 right through the centre of that rose, that flower, and make sure it's sort of sitting just how you want it to sit, and then what you need to do is sort of holding all of that together, which is very useful TV because you can't actually see any of it. Splay those 2 wires out.
0.4.
Actually, if I do that, I'll show you. Those 2 are sort of out the way that they're going, so they're not crossing over. And actually, at that point, it is actually held quite solidly. These aren't sort of going to go